Hello, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about another method of Python, which is isIdentifier. IsIdentifier method is used to verify whether the input string or input variable is identifier or not. If it is fulfilling the identifier rules and policies, then it will be returned as true. If it is not fulfilling the rules of identifier, then it will return false. Okay, so if you remember, at the time of declaring the variable, we have to think about some identifier rules, like it should not start from a numeric digit, it should contain only uh, underscore. Okay, and it can start with either string or a underscore. So these are the some rules that we usually follow for identifier. So same thing we can verify with this is the identifier method. So let's go one by one for each scenarios, and then we'll see the output. So here in first scenario, you can see that we are storing the string as variable underscore name. And now on line number 9, I'm using this method is identifier. So it will verify whether this string is identifier or not. So as you can see, it only contains letters and underscore. So it is identifier and it is started with the string itself. So it should return true. So for that, I will save my program and press Ctrl Shift and tilde to run my terminal. And here I will run my program. So to run the program, I will write python space session 35.py. So it prints multiple output. Now we will discuss one by one each output. So for first scenario, you can see it is returning true. Why? Because it contains only letters and underscore, and it satisfies the identifier rules. Now we'll discuss on the second scenario. In second scenario, you can see that I'm starting my string with underscore, and it is also true because we can start that, right? We can start the identifier with underscore. So that's why it is also returning true. You can see this is the second output, and it is also returning true. Now the third scenario is for numbers. So can we contain number inside our identifier? Yes, but at the end or at the middle, not in the beginning. If you keep number here, then it will not allow. But if you are attaching or appending it after a string, then it is identifier. So for third output, you can say it is also returning true. Okay. Now we will discuss on scenario fourth. In scenario fourth, you can see that we are storing one string as 123 variable, where it is started with 123 numeric value, and identifier does not allow numbers in the beginning, so that's why it is returning false. In fifth scenario, you can see that we are using some special character and it is not allowed for the identifier, and that's why it is also returning false. We can keep only one character symbol, which is underscore. Other than this, everything is a non-identifier rule. Contains in a like other than this, everything is considered as a non-identifier rule. Now for the sixth scenario, you can see that we are using one keyword if, and if is a predefined keyword. That's why it is not an identifier. You can't use if as a variable because it is already defined. It is a key defined predefined keywords, right? So that's why it is also returning false. Now on seventh scenario, you can see that I'm using a string but with a space, and it is also not allowed because we are not supposed to declare the variable name with a space. So here we are storing a string as variable space name. Instead of a space, you can use underscore because it allows underscore but not the space, and that's why it is also returning false. In eighth, like for identifier, there should be something in the string. If there is nothing in the string, then it will give error and it will return false, and that's why here you can see on line number 43 we are not assigning anything here, and that's why it is returning false. Okay, so yeah, these are the some basic scenarios where we usually utilize this is identifier method to verify the things, whether the input string or a variable is identifier or not. So this method mainly we can use, like let's say if you are going to declare some variables and you want to verify whether it is a correct variable name or not, then also you can utilize this is identifier method. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session, we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.